साहब को फ्री कर देते ना आपको आप फ्री कर बात तो करो आप। Dear participants, due to technical error, we are unable to connect with our resource person for first technical session. Now, we grab the opportunity and start our second technical session, which is going to be handled by our honorable active member of J.A.T management, J.A.T governing body. He is none other than Honorable Advocate Lodhi, Niyaz, Ahmad, Mohammed, Amin, Ishrat, Saheb. Dear participants, I would like to introduce him. He is the very well-known personality in the field of education, social, religious of Malegaon. He is advocate and notary officer of Maharashtra and Goa. He is active member of J.A.T governing body. He is ex-member of Senate in Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. He is active president of Progressive Education Society, Malegaon. He is vice president of Jamatul Ulama, Malegaon. He is the chairman of Legal Cell and charter member of Kul Jamati Tanzim, Malegaon. He is ex-president of Bar Council of Malegaon. He is ex-chairman of Industrial Cooperative Society, Malegaon. He is the chief trustee of Bhaumia Masjid and Amin Ishrat Masjid. He is president of Nashik district, notary public officer, Maharashtra and Goa. And there are numerous social, religious activities in which he is devoting his precious time, and all the day he is proving that शोहरत मिली तो नींद भी अपनी नहीं रही, शोहरत मिली तो नींद भी अपनी नहीं रही, गुमनाम जिंदगी थी तो कितना सुकून था. He is very active participant, and we can say he is multi-dynamic personality, multitasking personality. Since morning till night, late night, we can say he is very busy in solving all the problems which are related to Malegaon society, and we are very grateful, sir, because of your social and religious contribution, as well as free legal aid he is providing to we Malegaonkar. We are highly obliged to you, sir. And with due respect, we would like to invite Honorable Advocate Niyaz Ahmed Lodhi Saheb to deliver his session before you all, wonderful audience. Sir, please welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. I welcome all of you for joining this webinar on the topic of Constitution and rule of law. Before proceeding to my topic, first of all, I'm going to my thanks to Mr. Dr. Haroon Muhammad Ramzan Ansari, who is the beloved principal of our college, as well as coordinator Dr. Salma Sattar. She is a lady who had devoted her life for the upliftment of institutions and our academic activities of our college as well as in other academic schools. And now I'm also very much thankful to Dr. Lodhi Kaneez Fatema, HOD, Political Science. She is also devoting her life day and night only for the benefit of students and striving hard and making all efforts to bring all the knowledge to your knowledge to you, so that in future you will be a great successful personalities of our India. I am also thankful to the technical staff, Adil sir and Mr. Hasib sir, and their students. Now, very good topic had been given to me, and which is the cardinal stone of our constitution. Without that, we cannot say that our constitution is complete. And for that, we'll have to give the deep study to our constitution. First of all, we'll have to see that what is meant by rule of law. First, we'll have to know its meaning properly. Rule of means rule of law and not by the man. Here, I'm going to distinguish these two definitions before you. Rule of law means law is supreme from all of you. It does not discriminate between the men, higher personalities, executives, whatever it may be. Everybody is equal before the law. If he commits any error, he is going to punish by the law. Either he may be a monarch, he may be a king, he may be a president, he may be whatever he may be. Everybody shall be accountable to the law. That is, the rule of law is the main soul of our democratical parliament. And rule of law means protection of human rights. We will have to go through it properly, and we see that if our human rights are going to be protected, then there is a rule of law. The law is going to be, no doubt, passed by the bill by the parliament. Law is also enacted in our India as well as somewhere else also. When in our democratical parliament, we'll have to see that if any law which is going to be passed against the human rights, against our personal rights, against the constitution, then we'll have to see that such law is going to be even struck down by our Supreme Court. Supreme Court is also known as custodian of our constitution. Before going to some other points, I would like to say that in England, in the year 1215th century, Magna Carta had been signed by the monarch. Prior to that, the position was very bad in England. There was arbitration. There was no law and rule is being done by the one person, being a monarch or king, and by that way it had caused anarchy in that city, and thereby in the year 1215, the Magna Carta had been signed by the monarch, and he had come under the supervision of the law itself. And the king and monarch is also shall be accountable to the law. Likewise, in the year 1575, America has adopted the same procedure, and they had also adopted that in the democracy parliament there shall be law, or law shall be the supreme. Likewise, we are having in India, after independence, our constitution has been passed by the parliament, and our constitution, a written constitution, is very beautiful constitution of what? Which provide all of us, all the citizens, equality, fraternity, justice to all. There shall not be any discrimination on the count of caste, creed, religion, and everybody shall be accountable before the law. Even we have to see that there are various provisions in our constitution, and by that way our judiciary is made independent. The judges, they shall not be under the supervision of the government, and if any, we can say that a minister, or we can say any officer who commits any mistakes, he shall be also accountable to the court, and he will have to face the trial before the ordinary court itself. There shall not be any special treatment for the monarch, for the president, for the prime minister, for the chief ministers, or whatever he may be the personality. We have to say that in our India, we are having rule of law. And if any law is going to be enacted, if it is against the very basic principles of the constitution, our Supreme Court had got power even to shut down, even though it has been passed by the parliament, even though it has been signed by the president, still the Supreme Court had got the power to shut down such laws which are against the tenets of our constitution. And thereby, you are aware of one of the famous case of Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narayan. When Indira Gandhi was prime minister, she had passed one bill in the parliament that the election of the prime minister, election of the president, election of the vice president, it shall be directly done by the public and not by the parliament. This act had been challenged, and our Supreme Court observed in that judgment that it is a law which is against the provisions of our constitution, and that law had been struck down. You are being a student of political science, you are aware of the election of the president and election of the prime minister, election of the speaker is being made by the parliament members in the union government, and in the case of chief ministers, speakers, they are being done by the members of our constitutional assemblies. It means they are being elected by the directly, indirectly, or not directly. And this provision had been struck down by our Supreme Court. Very famous case. Now, we will have to see that even the police had been given them wider powers in CRPC. They can arrest a person if he commits any cognizable offense. If he commits any cognizable offense, the police officer is empowered to arrest him without warrant. But here we have to see that still he is not empowered to detain a person. A person's liberty cannot be curtailed more than 24 hours. And it is bounden duty of such officer to brought him before the court. And if court satisfied on this point that there is a certain reason, there is a prima facie case against the person who had committed the offense, then and then the court will grant further police remand. Otherwise, court will take him in the magistrate custody. And after that, after taking the magistrate custody, a person is entitled to get the bail from the court. Our court is independent. Even, I would like to say that, even in such cases, we'll have to see that it does not mean that the judges are also immune from the law. That is not so. If the judges that commit any wrong in discharging of their duties, they are also accountable, and they are going to be punished by the High Court judges. If High Court judges are there, they are going to be punished by the Supreme Court judges. And in case our Supreme Court judges commits any mistakes, they are being to be impeached by the Parliament members in the Parliament itself. If 2/3 majority pass any oath, then such Supreme Court judge be removed from his post, otherwise not. So it is a too much strong rules in our constitution, and therefore I am giving much focus to our constitution itself. And there are various provisions which provide security, liberty, our fundamental rights. In case our fundamental rights are going to be infringed by any authority, then he shall be also accountable to the court as well as to the authorities. So here we'll have to see that executives and officers, they are also not immune from the law. If they commit any mistake in discharging of their duties, they shall also liable to be prosecuted. They shall be also punished by the courts. Even we'll have to see that in our constitution, there are certain immunities have been given to our president and governors. They are not going to be accountable for their duties in discharging of their duties. But in certain cases, if our president and governors, they commit any civil wrong, then in that circumstance, we will have to issue the notice to the such president or governor. 2 months notice is necessary. And without that, you cannot file civil suit even against the president and even against the governor. All these provisions are given, all these liberties are given to every citizen of India as per our constitution. It is the rule of law and nothing else. And here we'll have to see that supremacy of the law, where there is a supremacy of law, that country will flourish. In the words of the Plato, Plato says, if in any country where there is a rule of law, God will bestow his blessings on that country, and that country will be flourished day by day. So it is, we'll have to see that our constitution, even the Aristotle also said that there shall be the rule of law only. Without rule of law, there will be arbitrariness. There will be a monarchy. We have noticed in the past also that when there was no rule of law, there were so many dictators, Mussolini, Hitlers, what they did, all of you aware of these facts. And by their to defend such accused person. There are very marvelous provisions had been given in our constitution, and we are also enjoying our liberty, our equality, our rights in our country. So I would like to sum up his short lecture. I'm supposing that all of you might have understood properly, and we'll have to see that this is the cardinal pillar of our institution is that constitution is that there shall not be any injustice be done to anybody, whatever he may be, and everybody is accountable to the courts and the authorities. Nobody is above the law. Law is supreme. Thank you for bearing with me for a short minute. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. On behalf of J.A.T management, principal, staff, and students, we are extremely obliged by the valuable guidance and presence of Honorable Advocate